Greetings, fellow gorehounds, and welcome back to another Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And we just watched Penn Jillette's Director's Cut, which is a film I contributed to its, It's a crowdfunded campaign. Like, 3 years ago at this point? It was a while ago. It was like 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. And I've been waiting for the movie for a long time, and like, a month ago, it finally arrived in our mailbox, and it's taken us this long to finally watch it, but it was worth the wait.
Yeah,
you know, like this movie is a lot of fun, but it's really hard to talk about before we get to the spoilers, so I'm just going to try to give you a little bit of like a capsule idea of what this movie is before we get to the spoilers. Basically, it is a movie about a movie. Imagine if someone were to take like a Plinkett review and make a movie about Plinkett.
Yeah. Like if you made a movie about Plinkett that was supposed to have been made by Plinkett.
Yes, in the Plinkett style. And so like it's a movie, but there's a voiceover of Penn Jillette's character doing an audio commentary for the movie that he re-edited for a director's cut.
Yeah, so if you start the movie and it sounds like a director's cut...
That's the movie.
That's probably the movie.
That's 100%
now,
the movie.
With that said, there actually is a legitimate director's commentary done by Penn Jillette.
Yes.
But that's as Penn Jillette.
Yes.
In the movie, he is Blout? Like Harry Blout?
Harry Blout, something like that. But, it's actually listed on here. Herbert Blout.
Herbert Blout, yeah. And no one can get his name right in the movie either.
No one can. Because basically the whole premise of the movie is that he is a guy who contributed to the crowdfunding campaign, very meta, to a horror movie. And as a result of contributing so much money, he is now allowed on set of the movie. So he's recording all this like behind the scenes footage and stuff like that. But over the course of the movie, he ends up kidnapping an actress and making his own movie with the footage.
Yeah.
And that's basically what the movie's about.
Yes. Yes.
And it's funny.
It is.
It's not
first and foremost, it is a comedy.
It is very funny. It is not as bloody as I expected. Most of the blood and gore happens in the movie within a movie.
Yeah.
The movie, the reality part of the movie is not so much bloody as much as creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Very creepy and uncomfortable, but still
really
funny.
Cringy.
Yo, that was a lot of cringe.
Really fucking cringy.
Penn Jillette's performance in this movie is one of the most cringe-inducing things ever, and it's intentionally so.
Yeah. Yeah. It reminded me, it's not quite as, like, well, nothing could be as cringy as the Greasy Strangler.
Oh,
but,
no,
you know, but it's in that same vein. It's in that same direction of cringe.
That level of cringe, definitely. The movie makes more coherent sense than that movie.
Yes.
Completely.
Yeah. There's a through line and a plot, but the plot, it's really interesting because the plot is what you put together from what you're watching.
Yes.
You know, it's not just
There's
flat out stated.
A lot of the things where you realize what's actually going on is you get it from the stuff he doesn't say.
Yes.
Because you know what he's telling you.
Yeah.
But you also know everything he's telling you is a lie.
Lie. Yeah.
So basically, from the way he tells you something and what he specifically tells you, you can surmise what actually happened.
Yes.
And in some cases, you actually get to see what actually happened because he's using the footage. And
yeah. You know. And like, oh my god, he's doing like really crazy things like green screening himself in shots he didn't exist in.
Green screen.
But it's a really shitty green screen. And like fuck what we're doing. Like this is like some 2004 YouTube shit. You know? Oh my god.
And he's constantly like writing on the screen to point things out, like, oh, like, look over here, there's this clock. Oh shit, it's a different time in this other shot.
Yeah.
And he's doing all these funny monologues. I'm like, that's called continuity.
Yeah.
There's a point where Teller is in the movie, and like a police officer tells him to remain silent, and he's just like, that's called an in-joke. So it's a very meta movie, but at the same time, I loved how it stuck to its internal logic really well.
It did.
Also, if you're like me and you're watching the movie and you're going, are they even gonna explain how he actually releases this finished movie? They do.
They do. Yeah.
They do. I will tell you more about that when we get to the spoiler section, but they do. But yeah, I give this movie like some solid thumbs up. I enjoyed it.
Very much.
It was not the movie I was expecting, but I was very much glad it was the movie it was.
Yeah. If you like really, if you want to see, God, how do you even put it? it in many ways feels like a YouTube review, critic review on a budget.
Yes.
You know, like, with a real budget.
Well, because of its premise, it was allowed to do things very lo-fi.
Yeah.
You know, like, the movie within a movie looks like a legit movie or like a really high-end version of like a CSI episode.
Yeah, like a high-end B movie.
Exactly.
You know?
Whereas the stuff he's doing is so lo-fi, like just like the scribbling on the screen, or like which looks like something you'd see in like one of those like NFL broadcasts, and they're like, oh yeah, go like over here.
Yeah, that's what went over there.
Or like the green screening where he's like barely cutting out the outline.
Yeah, obviously does not know how to get a good screen, and so it just looks like shit.
And he's using a shitty camera with really terrible lighting, so he doesn't match like the crispness of the footage around him.
Yeah. It's super obvious.
Well, the other thing about this movie is it was directed by Adam Rifkin, who most of you may know as being the guy behind Detroit Rock City.
Yes.
Which is a cult classic from the 90s that I love. One of those movies about the 90s that was actually about the 70s. But
well, it was. Yeah.
But he does a really good job with this movie, like mixing the styles and making sure you know, all right, this is the movie within a movie.
Yeah.
This is the behind the scenes footage. And here is where he's blurring those lines.
Yeah, they all did. He and like Penn Jillette did a great job doing that.
Yeah.
It's a very fucking proficiently told story, and given its like crazy premise.
And there's a lot of awesome celebrity cameos throughout the movie.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great Penn Jillette misdirection.
Yes, he pulls some magic tricks on you.
Yeah, but they're not like, here, pick a card. It's like, hey, look at this thing while that other thing goes away that maybe you should be paying attention to.
And sometimes he will have the character be trying to pull one off but failing, but that in and of itself is Penn Jillette, the writer, misdirecting you.
Yeah.
It's really clever.
It's really good. I really loved it.
So I will include an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. Most likely to the movie, if the movie is available on Amazon. I do not know as of this recording, but if it is, I'll include a link. And I guess we should probably move on to the spoilers. Alrighty then, so where to start with the spoilers of this movie? So basically, let me have a sip of water because my throat's starting to dry out.
Yeah, allergy season's returning.
Yep. Alrighty then. So basically, we told you the premise. He is a guy who crowdfunded on a movie.
He's like the top donator.
Yeah,
he got like the top tier.
And at the beginning of the movie, he shows you for like the first 20 minutes, mainly the movie within a movie.
Yeah.
So you get like the first 20 minutes of the movie within a movie, but then it starts cutting in extra scenes that were on the cutting room floor, but are actually just him stalking the main actress.
Yeah.
Like him setting up cameras in her hotel room and like following her as she's like going and getting coffee with a friend, and then dubbing over their voices with his own voice to create dialogue scenes. Yeah.
Oh my god, how you doing? like it's Penn Jillette doing like shitty impressions of
There's
things.
even great scenes in which he obviously dubs over himself to give a different impression of how his exchange with her went.
Yeah.
But it's clear that's not what he actually said based on the way she reacts.
Yeah.
And like he tells you things like, "Oh yeah, I dressed up like Boba Fett so that, you know,
she wouldn't recognize me." And that creates realism.
It creates realism. One of my favorite scenes is when he like constructs a dream sequence for her. He sneaks into her room while she's sleeping and like records her in night vision, and then it's just like, and this part of the movie I felt like really needed a dream sequence. So he's just with really shittily After Effects a bunch of scenes from early in the movie.
Well, yeah, they're like, it's like the animation from Kuzo, you know,
because he basically constructs this narrative that she is a damsel in distress because the production is mistreating her because her co-star is sexually assaulting her, which is partially true.
Yeah, it's partially true.
He got a little overzealous in a kissing scene, and she was uncomfortable with that. It wasn't like full on, I'm going to grope you in the back room.
Yeah. He doesn't like rape her. It's one of those like, a
sex scene went too far.
And is he a jerk? Yeah, but it was one of those, like, he knows he took it too far and is kind of apologetic about it.
And you could also tell that both Adam Rifkin and Penn Jillette are using their actual, like, movie experience, because this feels like the kind of things that happens on movie sets.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, it feels like the kind of, like, what do you call it? The kind of drama that would happen on a movie set.
Yeah, definitely. You know,
and he basically constructs this narrative that, like, oh, the movie's mistreating her. I'm gonna be this hero that swoops in and saves her, and I'm gonna finish this movie because Adam Rifkin's a terrible director.
Yeah,
because Adam Rifkin also plays the director of the movie within a movie.
Yep, as himself.
And the movie within a movie is really interesting because it's a serial killer who I would totally watch this movie.
Oh yeah,
it's a serial killer who is mimicking all the famous killers. Yeah. So he's got like his first kill is like, oh, this is like a Bundy kill, and then this kill over here is like the BTK killer, and then this is like Charles Manson. This is
Manson. This is Bundy. You know, Dahmer.
So he's a serial killer, and his MO is to copycat. And I'm like, that's a really cool idea for a movie. But basically, he rewrites the movie so that he comes in as the swooping hero and solves the case.
Yeah.
But he kidnaps her in the middle of production and then starts refilming scenes from the movie with her and green screening the version of her in his basement into the movie.
Yeah.
But she's like, her makeup's all like running because she's been crying, and like some lines she's delivering while she's just weeping and he's just yelling off screen.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so
just read the cue card.
It's so Plinkett. Like,
yeah.
To the point where I wouldn't be surprised if Plinkett wasn't an inspiration. Like, I would be surprised.
I would yeah, that, yeah. If he was like, oh yeah, I saw Plinkett reviews, I was like, you know, I can make a whole movie out of that.
Now, the character he's playing is very different from Plinkett. He doesn't sound like Plinkett, he doesn't talk like Plinkett, but the whole idea of him, like, keeping a woman in his basement is very much...
Yeah, he sounds... Well, he sounds like Penn Jillette.
He does.
You know?
It's Penn Jillette playing a creepy stalker.
Yep.
You know, a creepy stalker who's partially believes his own lies.
Yep.
Which is very, very fascinating. I love the nuance of it, because watching the movie and watching him say stuff, and I'm like, he's presenting himself one way, but because I know what's going on, I know it's a lie. So it's very interesting seeing how convincing he is at presenting this form of the narrative, even though you know it's bullshit.
Yeah, one of the things I really liked about this movie is this movie delivered a different type of discomfort.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I likened it to the Greasy Strangler, but only in terms of cringeworthiness. Mm-hmm. Because there are a lot of parts of Greasy Strangler where you're like, not because it's gross, although that movie is gross.
It is.
Yeah.
This movie isn't really that gross.
No, this movie is not that gory. It's not that gross. But there are a lot of times where you're like, just because of what the dude is doing, and you're just sort of like, no, stop, don't do that. Yep. Oh, God. Like, your humiliation makes me feel bad, you know?
Like... Some of the scenes where he's being a terrible extra are pretty cringeworthy too.
Oh my God, where he ruins the fucking long take. Oh my God.
I don't know why they didn't use this shot. It was kind of beautiful, and they lost all that beautiful footage. And you're just like, I wonder why.
Why? Yeah.
Like there's a whole thing where he says like, oh, like a famous writer once said that you should know what's in your main character's drawers. Yeah. So he sneaks into her room and starts like sniffing her panties and shit.
Yeah, and like tries to like talk it off as if it's like method directing or something.
He creepy calls her hotel room and then re-edits the footage so it sounds like it's like someone from the police force calling her.
Yeah.
So he edits it into the movie as part of the movie, and you're just like, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful, fucked up, creepy, funny movie. And at the end of the movie, she does kick the shit out of him.
Yeah.
She does kick the shit out of him, and he ends up in prison. And that's when we find out that he's been basically editing the movie on a prison computer in like the hour slot he has when he gets computer privileges.
Yeah. And they even show how he got all the footage.
Yep.
Yeah, they demonstrate that, which fooage, raw fooage.
The funny part about that is that error is an error in this movie. But because the movie is what it is, you can roll with it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's clearly an error that they had when they were filming it.
Yes.
I know that's really confusing because you have this movie within a movie, but it's one of those, it's not the movie within a movie's error. That was this movie I'm holding in my hands error.
Yeah.
Where there's a scene in which he goes into the editing booth and the guy is uploading all the footage to a server so that the people over at the actual editing rooms in the production office can look at the footage and the dailies and all that stuff. And he finds out that, anyone can have access to this as long as they have the password to get into the server.
Yeah, as long as you know the FTP.
So he records the guy as he's typing in the password and gets the password by his keystrokes. Which I was just like, well done.
Yeah,
That was actually pretty
clever. How to put it? That's one of those, is there more to it than that? Well, yeah. If you've got, when you've got, actual computer security, but maybe on a shitty production like this, maybe they don't got that,
And in that scene, when he's uploading the files, it says footage uploading. Not footage. There's no T. And I'm just like, did they intentionally put
Yeah, that's the question. You're like, did they do that on purpose?
Was that on purpose, or was that a legitimate error? Because they make this whole thing earlier on in the movie about him talking about movies always having errors and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you are wondering, it's like, did they miss that? Did they do that on purpose for a reason? Or did they do it on purpose just because, so they could put an error in?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a Penn Jillette movie, so you're not really sure.
Oh, God, it's... I just loved this movie. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Really recommend it. If you're a fan of Penn Jillette, you're going to love it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you like Penn Jillette, this is totally Penn Jillette. This has him written all over it. And, another reason, if you're a Penn and Teller fan, this is the first time I've heard Teller speak.
Yeah, Teller speaks in this movie.
There's a big build-up to it, and it's one of the funniest and most cringy scenes in the movie.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's in the movie, he's playing a perp.
A red herring, too.
Yeah, a red herring perp who... He's at all these events, not because he's the killer, but because as soon as he hears a disaster or a situation where he can get arrested, he inserts himself so that he can be berated by the police because that's what gets him off.
Yep. The tension of feeling guilty, the tension of the police questioning him gets him off. So there's this scene in which they're questioning him while he's having an orgasm.
Yeah. Teller is creaming his jeans as the police are berating him.
It's a scenario I would never have pictured Teller in, and he does a great job with it.
Oh, so fun.
And when he opened his mouth, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what I thought he would sound like.
Yeah.
But I realized
what you would think like.
But I was sitting there when I was watching it going I've never heard him speak. I've watched a bunch of Penn and Teller specials. I've seen their Penn and Teller bullshit show. I've seen them talk behind the scenes. But even when they're recording behind the scenes shit, he usually stays silent.
Yeah, I've seen him speak on 2 other occasions. Mm-hmm. One, the movie the end of Penn and Teller Get Killed.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
He speaks in that one. But that's that was done in the 90s.
Yeah.
The other time was they did a documentary about the history of magic tricks. That was done
I want to see that
back in it's really good. Yeah, it was done in 2006 or something
like that.
And he spoke in that one for one segment because it was something he wanted to point out specifically.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not sure what to say other than just repeat scenes from the movie that I thought were really awesome.
Yeah.
At that point, you might as well just watch the movie.
Yeah, no, definitely check Director's Cut out. It's really good.
I highly recommend Director's Cut. And where can they find you, Count Jackula?
All right, you can find me at Count_Jackula on Twitter. You can also find me on Twitch, and every Thursday and Sunday night we stream on YouTube, and during the week sometimes I stream random video games. Right now I'm playing Battle for Azeroth.
Oh, yeah. You've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I have.
Alrighty then. You can find me on Twitch, on Facebook, on Twitter, under The Horror Guru. Just look for The Horror Guru, and you will find me in all those things. And you're already on my YouTube page, so I do not need to link that. As per usual, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And as usual, my fellow Gorehounds, peace out, and we'll catch y'all later.